So, my name's David, I'm from Ferrovial Agroman, and I'm just going to share my experience and our experience on what we're doing currently with the ICE. But I'm also going to tell you a bit about why we're doing it as well, kind of where it all kind of comes from. So I think it's good to start with the basics when you're talking about learning development. So the first thing is, what is training? Well, training is basically business compliance. In most of your businesses, it's health and safety and compliance training. But in reality, what learning development actually is it's all about the business future. So if you're thinking and looking at the future, you're looking at actually what you're going to add to the business. L&D sounds a bit fluffy, so let's get rid of some of the myths on that. What is L&D actually about? Well, L&D is not about people. Learning development is not about people. Learning development is about the business. So the reason why learning development often fails in businesses is that we make it about the people and not about the business. Now, if any of you ever gone to your boss and tried to talk about what benefits this has to the people, they switch off quite quickly. If you talk about the benefits to the business, you've got their attention for a little bit longer. So the reason why it fails is because we do talk to the senior management in our business about the people benefits rather than the business benefits. Okay. The other reason why learning development doesn't really work or take off sometimes is that it's often based on theories, and we do a lot of lecturing. Now, most of you've studied, you've been to university, you've done that a long time ago. I don't come to work to go back to school. And also we tend to focus very heavily on trends. We're at the ecobuild conference. And being environmentally friendly, looking at how we build is often a trend. Now, the thing about trends is that trends come and go. Trends are what's popular. Trends are based on which companies doing something that have influence in the industry. Doesn't always work. And we tend to focus very heavily on models. So every time we go to a training course, yeah, I've seen this model, yes, I've seen that model. The thing about models is they are intrinsically flawed, because models come after the event. People tend to look at what's worked well, what processes have worked well, what kind of outcomes you've got, and then they build models around it. Now, for business, you're basing what you do on trends on models, you're going to have limited success, but there is a lot to gain from those. And the other reason as well is that we just won't let go of what we've always been doing. In construction, we've worked in a certain way for a long time. We have ways of working established. We have certain types of training that we do, but we just don't want to move on from it. So I know there's only a few of you, but hands up if your learning development interventions in your business are not delivering business results. Okay? For those of you who didn't put your hand up, if you're trying to think, does my L&D in my business deliver any business results, then that means no. And if you just send people on courses, that's also a no. Because sending people on courses doesn't deliver business results. What it's about thinking differently about what you do. Everyone knows this picture, those two images there, and you're frantically trying to find them. And if you can't find the second one, you're getting a bit frustrated with yourself. But there's nothing wrong in that. What learning development is all about is thinking differently, not about teaching you anything you didn't know. We work in an industry where you learn continuously every single day. That's why many of us are often in this industry. It's about changing how we think. So in order to have impact, you need to make whatever learning development intervention you decide to take on board, and here I'm talking about the ICE chartership, you've got to make it about your current and future business benefits. Current because you've got to get started somewhere, and future if you want it to stick around. Otherwise it just ends up being another trend. And then you have to sell it, because it costs money, it takes people out of production, and you won't see the results for quite a while. Okay? So I'm getting close to talking too much rhetoric and saying this is what you shouldn't do, and I'm probably in danger of doing all the things I'm saying I shouldn't do. So this is the approach that we have at Ferrovial, and what that's allowed us to do is that we then spoke to the ICE with that approach. And this is what we came up with. It was a 5-year structured and supported chartership program with the ICE. But how did we get there? Well, first of all, learning development is about the business, not people. So I had to come up with a business case. So what's the need? And the need there is to be more competitive in the marketplace. And what's the pitch? It's the same thing. The pitch is, we do this, we can become more competitive in the marketplace. It's all about the business. But people are behind that. People do deliver. But when I go and speak to senior management, I talk about the business. So then I've got to close this deal. I've got to close this conversation. So I sat down with my MD and I said, do you want to grow the business by enabling us to support business development and the tendering team to secure future business? Now it's very hard for an MD to say no to that, because that intrinsically is his job. But he didn't suddenly turn around and go, Dave, you've enlightened me. Dave, I never knew this was the way. And Dave, here's all this cash, please go and do it. No. Because I started with the business, I spoke to the business, the proposition that I had with the ICE was about delivering business benefits through people. It became very hard for him to say no. The background with Ferrovial Agroman is that we are a Spanish firm. So a lot of our senior management, we've been in the UK about 15 years, is Spanish. And in Spain, you finish your 7-year degree in Masters and you are chartered by the ICPP. So all the Spanish senior management are going, I'm chartered. Well, not really in the UK and other territories. And they say this is more valuable than the charter you've got in Spain. So there's a lot of changing of minds here, and I did it with a business agenda. But to make anything work like that from that meeting, he said yes, begrudgingly, but he saw the business value in it. It has to be part of a bigger program. That bigger program is our graduate program. It is interwoven in the Ferrovial Agroman graduate program. All of our charterships are, where they are supported by the site experience and by the actual development program, and vice versa. And this is how we get to this program. Now the thing is, we're in construction and everything we work to is milestones. So why not use those great tools that are already in the industry and apply that to learning development interventions that we're putting in place? So in our program we created 3 key milestones. All of our graduates after 1 year go for Eng Tech, and we've just had 15 people. We launched this March last year. So in 12 months we have 15 people going for Eng Tech. Noor, who's going to come and sit on the panel with us later, he had his assessment literally 2 weeks ago, so he's waiting to find out. But of those that have gone through, we've got 100% success rate. Because what you don't see here is the quarterly support from the ICE and training programs. The fact that I came in with a business agenda is that the business supports it, and the senior management supports it as well. So after 3 years, I look for iEng, and we currently have, from our previous graduate programs, we have 8 people currently going for iEng and CEng, all in September. So from a Spanish business that didn't really look at UK charterships, in the space of 1 year of launching this program, we have 15 going for Eng Tech, we have 8 going for iEng and CEng, we have our technical director in the UK that's literally just about to become a fellow of the ICE, our global technical director that's based in Madrid, a few months ago with our support became a fellow of the ICE. And now our operations director, a number of our project directors are now looking at this really seriously, going, I want to become part of the ICE. So the longevity and the future of this program at Ferrovial is down to really getting stuck into what it means for the business, because the business now supports it from a senior management standpoint. It's worked so well, and with that international kind of focus is already, we're actually meeting with the ICE, we're about 90% there. We are packaging our 5-year program, and over the next 2 or 3 months we'll be launching that in Spain. So we'll be launching a program where Spanish civil engineers can start the ICE chartership, and if they come to the UK to work on projects, they can continue that. Bearing in mind when they all leave university, they consider themselves as chartered. So that's a big undertaking for the business, and now they understand and believe the importance of the ICE. We're working on the biggest road project in Slovakia at the moment. We have 10 civil engineers that have just joined that project, and over the next coming months they will also join this international program. So when they finish that program, if they go to Spain to work, they can continue their ICE chartership. If they come back to the UK, they can continue it. But the big thing here is that they will always be adding competitive value to our business. If they come back to work on a UK project, within the tendering process, they will be becoming chartered or will be chartered by the time that project starts. So the longevity of this program is all down to the business, but people benefit. That's the important thing. We're also now expanding ourselves into Sweden. We do a lot of work in Australia, but we start closer to home and we'll roll these out. These are all territories where ICE is recognised and we also work in as a global business. So why has it been successful? Well, it's because it's been a true partnership between Ferrovial Agroman and the ICE. A program like this doesn't happen by the ICE alone. The ICE needs a partner like ourselves to go, we want to do something different. And again, back to what I was saying before, learning development is about thinking differently about what we do. So we've approached how we get our engineers chartered differently. But we couldn't have done it equally without having the ICE that actually think in a similar way to us to help put together a comprehensive program that enable us to deliver that. So it's kind of a collaborative and a business approach. The other thing as well is that the proposal from the outset that we put to our MD and our global business is fit for business purpose, not just fit for purpose. Fit for purpose is normally about people. Fit for business purpose, people start to listen. But it also fits the future strategy of our business. So it's not what we're doing now, it's not what we're doing over the next 12 months and will die out. It will become intrinsic part of what Ferrovial Agroman does and continues to do with the ICE.